Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. As your host, Red. In the video today from Lock the Bounty Hunter. Divorced woman gets destroyed by dating market. Please extra down below. I really appreciate it. That's good at Chow. It's Chow time.
How old are you?
31.
Are you single?
It's complicated.
What's the most challenging thing about being in it's complicated stage?
So I believe in traditional gender roles.
No, you don't.
And it's only complicated because he hasn't officially asked me to be his girlfriend.
But if he hasn't yet, does it mean that he just wants to keep having fun with you?
Yeah. I don't think so.
What?
No, there's nothing complicated about it. That dude has absolutely no interest whatsoever in making you his girlfriend. Why should he bother buying the machine when he's getting milked for free? He keeps you around because you are what the scholars like to call low effort. He'll take you out to dinner every once in a while because it'll shut you up and he'll get his easy fun time with your stink portal of gut-wrenching sorrows, and he'll go through a few motions just to string you along until he gets bored or until you become too much of a hassle. But you can go ahead and try to convince yourself if you wait long enough, he'll change his mind and make things official, but he clearly has no interest, and the pathetic part is you are the only one who doesn't notice that.
Women really fall into this huge trap of thinking that the man is gonna either commit or so. Like, at least ask them. Like, you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to talk about this thing. If you talk about it and the man doesn't even reciprocate any conversation about it, you might want to move on. Just saying.
Based on how he treats me, the dates we go on, but it's really going to depend on once we get to like that 6-month mark.
And what month are you at now?
We're at like 5.5.
Do you think that this man is really taking you serious?
I think he's just moving slowly because of how this generation is operating right now. He has not done a single thing to
This guy must be a really well-off, successful, good-looking Chad.
ever make me feel like he's stepping out on me. But he did agree to meet my mom next week when she's in town, so...
But you're...
Oh, yes. Him agreeing to meet your mom is the instant he is in love with you.
It's a big deal.
Wow. That's amazing.
So in other words, you kept nagging him to meet your mother until he reluctantly agreed.
Pretty
You'll then
much.
use this as some kind of a milestone for the 6-month mark so you can justify staying with this guy who's clearly not interested in you except for what little you have to offer in the bedroom. Blaming your generation for moving too slowly is merely a cop-out. So is that arbitrary 6-month marker. What are you gonna do after 6 months? 50 Intergalactic Spacebug says that even if you give him an ultimatum after those 6 months, he's not gonna change his mind. He's just gonna kick you to the curb because you've officially passed the point of low effort and into the point of being a pain in the ass.
I mean, for fuckboys, he's correct. It is a balance of effort and what he gets out of it. If you can get sex for the least amount of effort, that's great. But once that threshold passes where he's willing to deal with you, guess what? He's just going to replace you with someone that's also low effort. Sorry, ladies. It was your guys' fault for being low effort in the first place and making all women kind of low effort.
And we all know what your reaction's gonna be once that happens.
I swear you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here.
No, being that it's a situationship and it isn't official, would it be okay for him and you to see other people still?
I would respectfully not, because I wouldn't want him to do that to me, and I would expect that he's not doing that.
But if it were to happen to it,
Then I would have to end things.
Oh, I'm so scared.
So just end things. Don't threaten it, just shut up and end them. That guy is already looking for an excuse to bail on you. Because let's be real here, the second that guy meets your mother, he's gonna know exactly where your loser genes come from, and that'll be that. Trust me, sister, you have no real advantage in this game. He's the one that's keeping you around, and you're the one that's pathetically hoping he'll change his mind, and the harder you push, the harder he's gonna slam the door in your face when he's finally fed up. And as you go on to create TikTok cringe about how much you hate men, that dude has already blocked you on social media, deleted your phone number, and has already forgotten you existed as he moves on to the next woman. Because that dude clearly has options, and you clearly don't.
It is known.
It is known.
True.
I'm referring to the age gap. The women around me that are around my age are in relationships with younger men, and
Yeah, because he can't
I
get normal
see
men.
that they're not the healthiest. There's just a like a mother-son relationship going on. Then
Yeah,
I'm
no
going
shit.
out and I'm meeting nothing but 20-something-year-olds, and I am definitely not up for that kind of relationship.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Well, there is a word that perfectly sums up your situation. Well, to be fair, it more closely sums up how 20-somethings view you, and that word is practice. You see, you're not getting any younger, and the men your age really don't see you as desirable because there's a reason why you're still single, and 9 times out of 10, that reason is indicative to a bigger problem. And
I mean, you're desirable, to shove in.
those men aren't willing to take on yet another headache. They have better things to do. However, 20-somethings see an older, mildly attractive woman and immediately think they can get into her pants because she's desperate enough to be seen with a man 20 years her junior. And most of the time, it works. And that's mainly because you're so desperate for validation that the only way you'll get any is by playing a few rounds of the old squishy fish boxing with a frat boy. Hope that clears it up for you. There's no need to thank me, though. I'm merely doing the work of the intergalactic space god Blomachard. All hail his glory.
So where are you single 40-something-year-olds hanging out at? Because I am not meeting.
Oh, you're 40-something. Okay, I thought you were like 35 or something. Oh, yeah. Young men would love you. They're just going to skeet in you and not have to worry about kids. The 42, 45-year-olds, they're busy dating the 20-year-olds.
No one around my age group. What do you guys do? This goes for females and males. Where do you meet people? I've seriously been thinking of online dating type of thing, but I don't know.
It's even worse.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I totally forgot to fax you over an invitation to Skeeter's house last weekend. So get this, Skeeter got all of the strong and mature 40-year-old men a lifetime membership to the Catapult Club, so we were all broing out and having a straight up catapult extravaganza. We were over at his house last weekend helping him build this awesome catapult. We were launching all sorts of cool stuff. Hay bales, broken vending machines. We even figured out a way to launch a porta-john toilet into the dean's backyard. Was it overkill? Maybe. I mean, none of us actually went to that particular college, but if you ask me, that just makes our case all the more stronger. Because if there's one thing that makes the sacred right of brotherhood all that much stronger, it's catapult, good times, and plausible deniability. So why don't you telegraph me your fax number and I'll forward it to my intern secretary. Maybe we'll get around to faxing you Skeeter's address before graduation, but between you, me, and the wall, I wouldn't hold my breath too much.
So as many of you guys know, I am 6 months post-divorce, and I was like, you know what? Let me put myself out there. Let me see what's out there. Let me start dating. And I feel like I'm qualified to say this because every single date that I've gone on so far, every single one of them have complimented my confidence. They're like, you are so confident. And let me tell you why and how.
Nobody cares, Sean. Nobody cares.
Number one, you go in thinking, okay, I'm going in to meet a new friend. It just takes the pressure off. Number two, don't be anybody but yourself, because if it does blossom into something more than just friendship, you don't want that person to fall in love with someone you're not.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Woman, you are barely qualified to tie your own shoes, let alone give any form of dating advice. If men say that they are impressed with your confidence, that's just a nice way of them saying that you are extremely pushy, superficial.
I would agree with Locke on this. I would probably say, oh, you're so confident. But really, you're fucking annoying.
And obnoxious. However, they're not going to tell any of this to your face because they have no idea whether or not you're an arsonist. And judging from what I've seen so far, I'd say the odds on that accord are 50-50. So they're going to grit their teeth and get through that awkward coffee date as painlessly as humanly possible, just so they can go home and take a nice hot shower so they can wash away that shame. Personally, I'm surprised to see that you act like anyone except yourself. Your camera presence already tells me everything I need to know, and that is you're not even worth a filthy quickie in a truck stop bathroom. And I'm not even your target demographic for dating. So what does that say about the rest of the men you desire?
Number three, don't blend in. Don't like something just because they like something, right? We all want commonalities with somebody, but if they are into something and you don't know what it's about, there's nothing wrong with being like, can you tell me more about it? There is nothing wrong. Number 5.
No
You
shit.
don't want to be sitting at a bar or a restaurant and you're waiting for them. Okay, you guys need to remember you are the prize. You are the women. I don't know when these roles reverse where women chase men. No. Okay, when that role is reversed, that's just weird.
Girl, you're a divorcee. What the fuck are you talking about? Having men chase you and not chasing men. Where's your fucking husband now? Where's your man?
That's gonna put you in your masculine energy, and that's gonna, no, baby, because you are in your feminine energy. If a man wants to take you out, you need to walk in second, because you don't want to be waiting there all awkward, right? You walk in, you don't need to be staring at your phone. You need to be walking into a space, looking around, looking like you're hot shit, because you are hot shit.
Dear God in heaven, gentlemen, what is it like to be so wrong?
Lady, if you are the prize, then it's one of those cheap plastic prizes that cost 500 tickets at my local arcade. You're overpriced, require way too much effort to obtain, and freakishly brittle. You need to grow up. If you truly were a prize, then you would have been wifed up years ago. Oh, wait a second. You were wifed up a few years ago, and then you decided to throw all of that away for no reason outside of the fact that you were tricked into doing so by idiots on TikTok. You think because of your mere existence and your mediocre bedroom abilities somehow make you a prize, but everything I've seen shows the opposite. All you've done for the last 2 minutes, outside of thinking that 5 comes after 3, is brag about how many dates you've had, but at no point have you secured a second date with any of these men. So if anything, if you are a prize, it's a prize that has only one thing to offer.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
If he is not pursuing you, then he's not the one. He is not the one, guys. You have to remember, you...
Guys, if she's not pursuing you, she ain't the one. You need a girl that wants you. Don't be chasing after women like this, because they don't give a fuck about you. At least if a girl is chasing you, she likes you. She may not be the greatest looking, but if you're willing to work with it, I'm almost positive that's going to be a pretty decent relationship.
You are the prize, and there are plenty of people out there. So if he's not pursuing you, then another man will. I promise you. Like, just have fun. Dating is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be light. You're supposed to be getting to know this person. And if the first date, I mean, I've been very lucky. Like, all my first dates have been super fun. The guys have been really, like, polite and gentlemen. I don't know if it's, like, because you have, like, this new confidence when you're divorced. You're like, I don't give a F. Like, I know what I want and I know what I don't want. But I feel like every man that I've talked to, like, it's kind of, like, attractive. I don't know the sense behind it. I don't know if it's like, okay, well, this girl can hold a long-term, you know, relationship. This girl's not afraid to walk away if something doesn't serve her. But, like, if you are divorced, do not feel ashamed to put yourself back out there.
That's nothing to be proud of, Rusty.
Do you actually listen to yourself? You are bragging about how much fun you've had on multiple dates with multiple men as if that's some kind of an accomplishment.
Right.
It's really not. If anything, when you say you've had multiple dates with multiple men, all we hear is that those men found you so unappealing that they never wanted to talk to you again. And the more dates you go on, the less desirable you become, because at that point, you're just passing yourself around like a bag of frickin' Oreos, and no self-respecting man wants to deal with that crap. What you see as confidence, men see as a bad attitude, because if this man decides to get into something serious with you, you're just gonna relentlessly break his balls and question his leadership at every turn.
Yep.
And no self-respecting man.
Those are the worst. The ones that question every single decision you make, every single thing you do. Never deal with those women, guys.
And wants to deal with that either. If you're divorced, then odds are you had your chance and you don't get a second one, because self-respecting men have better things to...
Well, see, this is the thing, Locke. The likelihood of her getting a second chance is actually pretty damn high. Just because of the simps out there still willing to wife up this person.
Do with their time, then waste it with a used up bag of damaged goods.
Shout outs to Locke. Divorce is just so different for men and women. I'm telling you, men, when we go through divorce, we have it off bad in the beginning. I do agree with that. Having to rebuild, losing everything, kids, if that is the case. But it's called father time for a reason, right? Because men are going to end up on top when it comes to time. It's called Mother Nature because that bitch is crazy. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.